Dear students, today we will start second chapter acids, bases and salts. As you already have studied in your class 7th about the acids and bases, you already know what are acids and bases. But here you can also see that in your book it has been written that acids are sour in taste and acids change the color of blue litmus to red. Okay, and bases are bitter in taste and change the color of red litmus to blue. As you already studied in your class 7th that we test the nature of acids and bases by the use of indicators, and indicators are the substances which show different colors or different smell in acidic or basic medium. When the acids and bases change their smell in acidic or basic medium, they are called olfactory indicators. And also we have some natural indicators in our homes that we use, like turmeric, red cabbage, cloves, etc. And also the synthetic indicators which has been written here, the methyl orange and the phenolphthalein. Okay, so what will be the color of methyl orange in acidic and basic medium? So the color of the methyl orange is actually, when it is neutral it is orange, and in acidic it becomes red, and in basic medium it gives yellow color. Okay, and the phenolphthalein, actually phenolphthalein is colorless in neutral. When the phenolphthalein is neutral, is actually it has no color, it is colorless, and when it is added to an acid it gives there is no change in color, it remains colorless. And when phenolphthalein is added in any basic solution, then it gives red color. Now we will know about the litmus solution. Litmus solution is the purple dye which is extracted from lichens. Okay, and uh, and as you can see here that lichens are the plants which are from Thallophyta division, as you have already studied about the Thallophyta in your class 9th, and these are commonly used indicators. And other indicators are when uh, the solution is neither acidic nor basic, means when it is neutral then it has purple color, but it changes its color in acidic and basic medium. Okay, and other materials available at homes are red cabbage leaves, turmeric, colored petals of some flowers like hydrangea, petunia and geranium. Okay, and these are the actually the substances which show different colors in different medium, acidic or basic medium. They are called acid base indicators, and simply sometimes they are called indicators. Now in another section we will understand the chemical properties of the acids and bases. First of all, we will see the acids and bases that are used in our laboratories. Here some chemicals has been given, like HCl is hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, HNO3, acetic acid, and other chemicals are sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide. So these are the some solutions, some chemicals that we use in the laboratories. So how can you test that which of these are acids and which of these are bases? So to test the nature of these chemicals, we will use some indicators like red litmus solution, blue litmus solution, phenolphthalein and methyl orange. When you will take HCl and you will add some red litmus solution to HCl, then there will be no change. It will remain red. Okay. When you will add blue litmus solution to any one drop of acid, then blue litmus paper litmus solution will become it will change to red color. And when you will add phenolphthalein to HCl, there will be no change in color, means it will remain colorless. And if you will add methyl orange, it will become red. So phenolphthalein is actually colorless and it remains colorless in acidic medium, and it gives red color. Gives red color in basic medium. And methyl orange is a neutral color is orange, and it gives methyl orange becomes red and gives red color in acidic medium, and methyl orange gives yellow color in basic medium. So by using these indicators, we can test the nature, acidic or basic nature of any of these chemicals used in our laboratory. In next section, some things like vanilla, onion and clove are told. They are olfactory indicators. Okay, and as you know that olfactory is related to smell, and it means that these substances like vanilla, onion and clove, you must be knowing about the clove, and that is long, जो मसाले में आपके घर में यूज़ होता है, तो they change their smell in acidic and basic medium. Now we will move to our next section, that is how do acids and bases react with metals. In this activity, you have told that you have to take some dilute sulfuric acid, that is sulfuric, that is H2SO4 solution, dilute H2SO4 in a test tube, and you have to add some zinc granules in it, and after that, after some time, you will see that a gas will be evolved. Okay, and when you will collect this gas with the help of a delivery tube, and you will pass it with a soap solution, after that the bubbles will raise and you can check the gas which is evolving here. Okay, so when zinc is a metal, and sulfuric acid is as you say that it is an acid. When acid reacts with any metal, it gives out the hydrogen gas and the salt and the hydrogen gas. Okay, and you can test experimentally the presence of hydrogen gas by bringing the burning candle near the mouth of the test tube or near the bubbles. When it will be hydrogen gas, then it will burn with a pop sound. So by this activity, you will see that when acid reacts with any metal, it gives salt and hydrogen. And this is very important equation, and you have to remember that hydrogen gas is released when acid reacts with a metal, and you could test the presence of hydrogen gas by bringing the burning candle near the mouth of the test tube or the near the bubbles as shown in your next earlier activity, that when you will bring the burning candle near the hydrogen gas, then it will burn with a pop sound. In the same way, when any base reacts with a metal, okay, then it also forms salt and hydrogen gas. Here, so you know that sodium hydroxide is a base, and when it is aqueous solution means solution in water. Okay, aqueous, wherever it is written aqueous, it means it is a solution of sodium hydroxide in water. When it reacts with zinc is solid, it is a metal, then it forms sodium zincate and hydrogen gas. In this activity also, in this reaction also, you can test the presence of hydrogen gas by bringing a burning candle near the mouth of the test tube, and when it will be a hydrogen gas, then it will burn with a pop sound. In our next section, we will study about how do metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates react with acids. So here an activity has to be performed. In this activity, you have to take some dilute sulfuric hydrochloric acid. You know that hydrochloric acid is HCl. Okay, and you have to add some sodium carbonate, that is sodium carbonate Na2CO3. You have to add some sodium carbonate in a test tube. When you will add this, you will see that carbon dioxide CO2 gas will evolve here. And when you will collect this sodium hydroxide, and you have to fit a cork at the mouth of the test tube, so that the gas formed could not evolve, could not escape from the test tube, and you have to collect the gas with a delivery tube, and it will be released in another test tube containing calcium hydroxide solution, that is calcium hydroxide. You must be knowing about it is CaOH whole twice solution, and it is slaked lime. When this gas is passed through a say slaked lime or lime water, then it will turn the solution milky. So by this activity you will know that here this is the activity 2.5. Here in test tube, you have taken Na2CO3 plus HCl aqueous. Na2CO3 is solid and HCl is aqueous, and then it will react and form salt, sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is a common salt. जो नमक आप घर पे यूज़ करते हैं वो आपका नमक वही sodium chloride, and it will form some water and carbon dioxide. In the same way, it is sodium hydrogen carbonate, means metal hydrogen carbonate, and when it will react with hydrochloric acid, it will form sodium chloride, water and CO2 gas. So how will you test the presence of CO2 gas releasing in this activity? So for that purpose, on passing the carbon dioxide gas here, the gas which is released, which is evolved, so it is passed through the lime water, that is calcium hydroxide solution, that is lime water. We also say it slaked lime, and this is CaOH twice aqueous. It is aqueous solution, and this is called lime water. When the CO2 gas that has been evolving here, when it is passed with carbon dioxide, when lime water CO2 is passed with lime water, then a white precipitate is formed, means that solution becomes milky, okay, white color. And Ca, due to the formation of white precipitate, Ca calcium carbonate, CaCO3, and some amount of water, and CaCO3 is solid and it is insoluble, so it becomes it turns the lime water milky. But what will happen if you will pass excess carbon dioxide to the solution? Then what will happen? The carbon dioxide, the calcium carbonate which is formed in that solution, it will start reacting with the carbon dioxide gas, okay, and then what will happen? A solution of calcium hydrogen carbonate will be formed, and it will be soluble in water. So then it will become colorless, okay. Then because it will be soluble, it will dissolve in the water, then there will be no precipitate in it, so it will become colorless, okay. So here by this activity you can say that metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, when reacts with acid, then it gives salt, carbon dioxide and water, okay. Got it? Now we will move on to our next section, that is how does acids and bases react with each other. So as you know that when you have already studied about this in your class 7th chapter, okay, this is called neutralization reaction. You have already studied in your class 7th. When any NaOH, as you know that sodium hydroxide is a strong base, mineral base, and hydrochloric acid is also a strong acid, and when acid and base react with each other, they form salt and water. And this acid plus base means when acid reacts with the base, it forms salt and water, and in this process is known as neutralization reaction. Now students, I think it is enough for one session. Go through your books, read it once again, and try to understand all the concepts that has been told in this video. And in our next video, I will tell you about the other sections like reaction of metallic oxides with acids and bases also. Till then, take care, stay home, stay safe, and keep on studying and preparing for your uh, coming exams.